always ask me, when did you start writing, or did you always know you wanted to be a writer? And I, my answer is just that all children are born creative. Every kid paints and dances and sings and draws and tells stories, and most people outgrow it, and some people don't. And I think that's kind of the interesting question. Why do some people keep going and become painters or writers or musicians, and other people stop along the way?
So I just have to go back to something you said earlier about kind of kids and outgrowing creativity, and it's interesting. I have triplets. They are 19 years old, and like on the first floor of our house, it's just decorated with artwork that they did when they were in like grammar school. You know, they were all part of the art club, and like these paintings that we have of theirs are like little treasures. And I've seen as they've grown older, like, you know, my son, you know, kind of stopped with, you know, artwork, and he got into theater, and then he, you know, as he got into college, he stopped that. My one daughter was always singing and playing guitar and drawing, and that's kind of gone by the wayside. And my other daughter, you know, I think she was more not forced into the arts, but it just really wasn't her thing. She was an ice hockey player.
Oh, that's my husband plays ice hockey.
Yes, yeah, but it is sad in a way to think of like this reverse Peter Panism that happens to kids as they grow older, and I don't know if we scare the creativity out of them, or if just like the process of growing up and becoming adults, it just kind of fades. But it is quite sad.
I think there are a lot of factors, and one of them, having 3 kids, boys myself, one of them is that I think you get self-conscious when you start realizing that you're being judged, right? So a lot of people shy away from that, which is completely understandable. And also, when you're in the public eye and you write books or you sing or you paint, you're always up against critics, right? You're always up against people well, so this is related. First, there's the judging that can happen on an earlier scale before you are in the public. And you just sort of, I mean, for myself, I painted throughout high school. I loved it. There are all these canvases. And at some point, I sort of realized I just wasn't talented enough. I got very self-conscious about it. And with writing, what I'll say happened to me, I think, is that I had some people along the way kind of encouraging me. There were plenty of people who didn't. But I learned in my own head to sort of follow the yes, is what I call it. Like when I was in the 5th grade, I had a teacher, Mrs. Carey, and she assigned us a creative writing exercise, and we handed it in on Friday, and on Monday morning she came back with our paper, with our little stories, and she walked up and down the aisles. This is back in the day when they had aisles, I think. Now they're much more freeform, but and she stopped in front of every desk and sort of chatted with each child, right? Each kid in the classroom, 20 kids or so. And when she came to me, God knows she probably said it to everyone, but when she came to me, she put my story down and she said, "I liked your story very much. And in fact, I liked it so much that I read it out loud to my husband this weekend, and he liked it too."
Wow.
Now, she didn't say she loved my story. And my mind was blown because I didn't know she had a husband. I didn't know she had a life outside of the classroom. I could not even fathom that. But the idea that she had read my story out loud to someone else and they liked it too was enough to keep me going for the next decade, I swear. You know, just that tiny bit of encouragement. I always tell teachers that you never know what sparks someone, and oftentimes it's the slightest bit of encouragement that can really help.